What is up, guys? It is Marco,
and Katelyn.
and this is Fascia Health and Wellness, fascia.com. And we're excited about today's video because in today's video, we are going to explain in depth what is self-bodywork. Katelyn, what is self-bodywork?
Self-bodywork in its simplest form is a type of massage, but you're doing it to yourself. So you're identifying areas of tension, tightness, fascial adhesions in your body that have probably been there for many years. You might not even know how tight you are. And so what we're doing is we're working on your fascial tissue, we're manipulating it, we're hydrating it, but you're using tools. So the foam ball, a Theracane, and again, you're working on releasing tension out of your body. And so that in its simplest form is what self-bodywork is.
Yeah, and before we actually get started in me working on Katelyn, I want to just kind of throw this out there. If you, the person watching this video right now, are experiencing shoulder pain, neck pain, maybe you got jaw pain going on, maybe the back of your neck or like occipital area, maybe you have tension, migraine headaches, maybe you have a lower back pain,
Sciatica, plantar fasciitis.
and what have you done? Where have you gone? You have probably gone to some type of manual therapy. Maybe you've gone to a chiropractor who's kind of adjusted the bones or touched you like that, right? Maybe you've gone to a physical therapist, right? Maybe you've gone to a massage therapist. Maybe you've even gone to an osteopath. But out of everybody that I just named, those disciplines that I just named, they all have one thing in common, and that is touch. They're touching you. They're feeling you. They're kind of putting their hands and their palms and their elbows and their forearms on top of you or trying to change the tissue or the muscle. They're trying to change something on your body. Now, what we have found over the years is that it's just not enough. It's great. It's powerful work. It's awesome. You found a great massage therapist that you've been working with. And every time you go there, he or she does a great job and you leave feeling so like, oh my God, I feel so good. And then it comes back. And then it comes back.
And that cycle just like keeps repeating itself. And that's, ultimately the message that we want to get across here at fascia.com, Fascia Health and Wellness, is that you have the power to create really meaningful, lasting change in your body with these tools and your breathing and ultimately awareness of how tight you are and knowing what to do about it.
Yes. So in this video, we're going to keep jumping back and forth. I'm going to work on Katelyn. We're going to show you me working on Katelyn. And then we're going to jump to her working on herself, doing it to herself using the small hard ball or the foam ball or the Theracane. We're just going to keep jumping back and forth to kind of put the exclamation point on the fact that you can do this work to yourself. That is what this whole video is about. But let's go. Let's get started. So go ahead. Okay, guys, here we have Katelyn. We have her on the table, but this definitely would not be, you wouldn't get onto the table before we've done a gait analysis. We've done some pictures as far as side pictures, back pictures, front pictures, and kind of take a look at your structure overall, and then a pretty in-depth questionnaire as to what you've been feeling and where you've been feeling it. But let's say that I just done that with Katelyn, and now she's on the table. I'm more than likely going to start in the foot in some way, shape, or form. I want to see what's going on in the plantar. I want to see if the plantar or the foot is supporting the whole structure. So I like to just make sure that we get into the foot and we start to palpate and kind of just take a look at her face. Is she squinting? Is she feeling pain already? How does this feel?
Good. It feels amazing.
Yeah?
Really good.
Okay.
But I've been doing this work for many years, and it's not something that always felt good. Especially when you're new to this practice of body work, self-body work, it can be very intense at first. And I think a lot of the times when people feel that intensity, that initial intensity of doing body work to themselves, they become very standoffish, like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. But, I really encourage you, if you are new to this practice, that you lean into it because it is going to get better. so much better. And it's just the more you do it, the more results you're going to have, because now you're really manipulating your fascial tissue. You're working it. It's becoming adaptive to the tools and the pressure that you are putting in it, right? So it does get a lot better as time goes on.
Yeah, and then one of the things that even for myself, like, we work on each other a lot, and um, when you go see somebody, they're what are the tools that they have at their disposal as far as from the human to human? You have your thumbs. You get in here with your thumbs. Then maybe your thumbs get tired as a practitioner, so maybe you'll kind of go in with an elbow. If this was me, I'd kind of do this and kind of sit on it with an elbow. Um, but what I'm trying to say is that eventually, as a practitioner, you get tired. You get tired of holding these positions, and as a client, as the person receiving the work, you need a longer hold. You need someone that's going to come in here and hold the position for longer than a few minutes, longer than 4, longer than 7, longer than 10 minutes. Sometimes you need those longer holds to really get the adhesion to melt or to kind of
Let go.
let go. And that's not, it's hard to do it as a practitioner. When we had our brick and mortar and you were seeing 4 or 5 clients a day, I was a long day. That's a long day for a practitioner to work on. So 5 hours of body work is a long time to give to somebody, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's like, it really just like the body needs so much work. And that's really what we have found, not only in our own bodies, but having a brick and mortar and working with many bodies, human bodies. Like the body needs time under tension. And you can only, maybe you go see your massage therapist, and you go and you get some great, massage, but then you need more. It's not enough. One session or a couple sessions is not enough. It's just not. And that's what we have found in our own experience and journey, is that the body needs time under tension. And that's what, just to reiterate what Marco's saying, it's like, a practitioner or a massage therapist can only hold a position for so long until they give it's intense. It's a lot, to really hold you know, those releases for a long time with your elbows. So being able to replicate what the massage therapist or your practitioner, whoever you go to, being able to replicate what they are doing on the table to yourself at home. That's it. That's the whole concept. Like, he's working in my anterior tip right now, right? Like, and that's tight for me. It's always been an area that's been tight for me. And it's like, okay, how can I take what he's doing with his elbow and do it to myself with the foam ball or a Theracane or whatever tools I have at home, and replicate this on the ground? And that's really self body work in its simplest form.
Yeah, and it's a big deal because, there's a range of us out there, right? There's a range of us that are feeling what we're feeling. Someone like us, that we've been doing this for a long time, years and years, that we've been working on ourselves. We've been getting a lot of body work. So our bodies are a lot more malleable today than they were when we first started. Maybe you at home, maybe you're just starting your self body work, your fascia journey, and y- maybe I'll just come in here and put a palm in your quad, and you're gonna be like, oh, like everything's gonna hurt at the beginning.
Hmm.
And I'll tell you guys this quick story. I used to refer people out to this physical therapist. He did all sorts. It was like a physical therapist, and he did like ART, and he had all these titles behind his name. And this was kind of like when I was newer to this type of work, and at least 10 years ago. And my mom had been dealing with pain for years, and I took my mom to him. And she got on the table, and everything he did, quad, glute, stuff, everything, she was just like, oh, yeah, squirming and,
Yeah.
and trying to get away. And so I think it was maybe 5 or 10 minutes into the session, he stopped, and he's like, all right, and then kind of escorted her out of the room, and he stopped me and he's like, hey, there's really nothing I could do for her. Like, everything hurts. It's like, I don't know where to go. And I was like, hey, I was in my mind, I was like, well, what the heck? Isn't this what I brought her to you for? Was for you to figure out what was going on? Like, it was a part of me as her son. I was just like, what the heck? This is what I came for. And then, after years of kind of understanding this work, I realized that, what happens is that we go in there as clients, and you go in there and you find a practitioner, whether a massage therapist or a physical therapist, even a chiropractor, and you go in there and you're just like my mom. Everything hurts. They touch your quad, your glute, your foot, and it's all your sympathetic nervous system tone is just so high up there. It is hard for any practitioner to try to make a difference in your body. So what I'm saying is that this practice of self-body work is just, it's a wonderful place to lay the foundation for. So then when you go find a practitioner that is good and you want to work with, that you have done your foundational work to even receive their work.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe that was a long way of saying you got to learn how to receive the work. Like, if you go in there and everything is lit up, it's going to be hard for any practitioner to kind of decipher what's been going on in your body. It takes time. This stuff takes time to get through. It takes time, and it takes hydration. Are you feeling that?
Yeah.
You're feeling that? Well, you ran it. You're running today.
Yeah.
3 miles with the boys.
3 miles with the boys.
Love that.
Which isn't like, we need to get back to the 10 milers.
Wow.
For sure. Those are my favorite.
We've been running a lot with the boys.
Yeah.
Jackson, Micah, 8 and 10 years old, and they've been putting miles. It's great.
I love it. For Jax's 10th birthday, he ran 10 miles.
10 cells for his 10th birthday.
So cool. I was telling Micah today, I was like, this is by far my favorite thing to do with you guys is run outside.
I love that.
So fun.
So, like, I'm doing work. I could feel, some things moving around in here.
And as me receiving the work, I am breathing. I'm breathing, and it's so easy to I'm like, just freak out, right? Like, freak out because it's so intense. And that is where the breathing comes in, and how important it is to breathe when you are doing self-body work. And I know Marco's working on me right now, but it's the same thing. It's like if I had the foam ball in my quad, right? It feels the same.
We're going to ask you this.
It feels the same between if you have your elbow in my quad, but like the foam ball feels exactly the same, and you have to breathe. You have to breathe.
And we're going to ask you this over and over and over again in these videos. This is just one of many, many videos we're going to do exactly like this. What is the difference? What is the difference between me working on you? I can feel that right there. Posted up right here, and me working on you, and then you working on yourself. What is the difference?
It's a big difference.
What is it?
Because I can work on myself, and just knowing that I can impact how I feel on a daily basis, and that I don't have to wait for a practitioner or a massage therapist or an appointment or anything like that. I can immediately impact the way I feel in my own body through self-body work. And I think that is so incredibly powerful, and it's like the cherry on top. And I think it's like, when we talk a lot about massage, and then we talk a lot about body work, and they're really two different things. Body work and massage are different. And, maybe you go get a massage and, it's very spa-like. And I think that's great. You're able to relax, you're chilling, you're receiving the work. But then there's body work, and really like getting to the root of what is going on, getting to the root of what ails you, and like going in there, and like they're looking at your gait, they're looking at your posture, they're asking very detailed questions about just life, because so much of of life is inside of you.
Mm.
And it's creating all of this tension and all of this stress. And we'll get into the psoas muscle and all that stuff. But, that is real body work. Like the body work where you're really starting to unravel the body.
Wee. How's that for you there?
Really good.
Yeah?
Intense.
Yeah?
Intense.
That's intense? This is great. Good job. Yeah, but
Go
ahead.
going back to that, it's like there's a big difference, and it's like somebody that really understands.
So I'm gonna go into an area that I think is very important. That is in a very important area of the human body, and that is the adductor complex. And these adductors are something that I have been fascinated with over the years. As a male myself, but just even working on females, and I just think this is such an intimate area of part of the body, and I think it's a very taboo thing to work on in the body work world. Like I have very rarely, and I've gotten a lot of massages over the years, but it's not very often that you go and you find someone that's really gonna get in there. Like really get in there into like pectineus and really, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of that type of work.
Yeah, and I think for women, it's such a sensitive area. Like when you put your elbow in there, like it is intense. And it's also like a special area, right? Like it's just guarded. Like we don't normally think about working really high up in our pelvis.
Well, yeah, it's like
And
your vagina's right there.
right.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you have trust in that person that's working on you. It's just you have to have that, or
I mean, I think it's a very interesting subject to talk about, from a body worker standpoint. Like either you're really draping incredibly strong, you got your drape game is really strong,
yeah.
or I don't know. I just don't see how you do deep pectineus work without being like a husband and wife thing, or a
Partner.
partner thing. Like it's very intimate. That's the word that I was looking for. It's very. I'm in there.
You're in there.
I'm freaking in there. Like my palm is in there. My elbow is in there.
But I would even say that you should go up a little bit more. Like really get in there.
Like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But like knowing that I can do this, what you're doing right now to me on the ground.
Yeah, that's the second part of what I was where I was going with that thought was like, this is such a special area. I think it's important area. It's in a special area, but no, you have to do it to yourself. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You have to do it to yourself. Doing it to yourself, like when I actually started working on myself using a foam block and doing it that way, it really changed the game of how I approach this area in a big way. I was able to get the ball really high up there and, go to a massage therapist, especially if she's a female, you're a male, and you're like, yeah, go higher, higher, higher. I mean, things are going to get kind of funky, they're going to kind of get weird. Yeah. So when I learned to work in this area with the foam ball and the foam block, that really changed the game for me. She's here, we're here, and we're all adults watching this video. But I think it really helped me on multiple levels. Getting that high up into pectineus, it helped me like breathe into my pelvis. It helped me sexually in my sexual performance. There's a lot of benefits of really understanding these inner legs, especially the deep pectineus adductor muscles. Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a really big deal.
What do you think?
I agree.
How do you? I mean, from a female, like, I mean,
Yeah.
You say something about that.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a very guarded area, you know, like I birthed 2 kids and I don't necessarily, unless I really trust somebody, right, to like go to a practitioner and they're really working this area. I just know that it takes time. It takes time. And the more you can really grab this practice of self body work in your own 2 hands and really like put the time in and like lay on the ground, get the foam ball high up. And I had no idea when I started to do this work how tight I was.
Yeah.
Like in this area, like
Yeah.
who
Yes.
put objects in this area, right? Even like our kids now, like
Or even if you go to a practitioner, who they're not going to go that high.
right.
I've never, not ever had someone go that high, like really like high. Like I'm talking high. I'm talking high up into like real pectineus. Like I've never been somewhere that has done that type of.
That's funny, huh?
Yeah. So that's
You
just
think?
yeah. It's adductors in general. I really feel are it's really important work, and it wasn't until I worked on myself in the adductor area that things really started to shift for me in that area. I became aware. There's adductors are a very powerful area of the body.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like having 2 kids and working in that area before I had and given birth to Jackson Micah, like it really brought about so much awareness to my pelvis.
Mm.
And I think that so many of us feel like there's this empty area. Like there's this disconnect in our pelvis. And, you know, putting in the work, doing the self body work, putting the foam ball in that area, putting the foam ball in that area and then breathing and really trying to get my breath into that area of tension and tightness has brought a level of awareness to my body that I didn't know I could have.
So yeah, I mean, piriformis, glutes in general are just another wonderful area to work on, to explore. Pretty much every American out there. Real talk.
Yeah, has tight hips.
I mean, most of the people that I've ever worked,
Incredibly locked.
I think maybe 2 out of the thousands I worked on has not had really tight hips.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pretty good chance that you watching this have tight hips.
Yeah.
How is this right here?
Good.
Is this a lot?
No,
Performance?
I feel it.
Yeah. Feel good?
Mm-hmm.
This feels good right here? Awesome. Ooh, feel that. Nice. Giving body work, I mean, it's a pretty special thing, giving body work, and really providing that level of relief and awareness to someone. I feel like it's a really powerful skill set, right?
Yeah.
Bodywork has just really been a big deal in our family. The kids will be working on each other. It's like cute.
It's so cute because like I can see them following in our footsteps and like we're quizzing them on like, okay, where's your psoas? Where's your occipitals? Where's your adductors? And then they're like going to their friends and telling their friends at school, like all these anatomy terminology words, like, and then they're like, oh, their friends, or Micah was like, what is this? And his friend was like, oh, it's my leg. And Micah's like, no, it's your quad.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great kind of I guess it's the old monkey see, monkey do thing. and hopefully they keep with it. But I think, again, kind of being able to provide touch to someone, and open a place in the body, or address a place in the body of stagnation, of tightness, of tenderness, and to give awareness from a practitioner standpoint. I think just overall, it has spanned the test of time. I think, as for our species, you go back and you keep going back. Even, I think in a video I talked about the Egyptians, but even back before then, and you know, you got to think that this was the only thing that we had, was to be able to, even if it's something of just comforting somebody, but to kind of go in and like, oh, my belly aches, and to just put a palm in there, and to have them breathe against your palm, and you know, going in here and learning about the stomach area has just been an incredible thing for both of us.
Yeah.
Right? The stomach musculature, not just rectus abdominis, not just psoas, not just iliacus, but the whole region of the stomach area has been such a special one. It's like they're all special, like adductors are special, pectineus is special, stomach. So but it's just, I don't know if it's because I was in the Marine Corps, and there's the psoas has been a special muscle group.
Oh, man.
in my life, and I think
Yes.
same with you, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, you really, as a practitioner, how much do you really have? How much do you really have, as far as leverage? How much do you really have as far as strength? And are you really are you really giving what you could give? But and then eventually that your own body is you just don't have the strength anymore. Or you get bored. I mean, I've been in those sessions, I could admit that, where your mind starts to wander, and you end up letting go of a position because you kind of lost track of how long you've been there, where you are. So there's a lot to be said about, there's just so much to be said about doing this type of work to yourself, to replicate the things that have been, as the work that a really great practitioner can do to you, to yourself. Doing it to yourself has been life transforming for us.
Oh, man. Like, if we didn't have self-bodywork and this practice, I don't know where we'd be. Real talk. Like, it's been so life-changing and a saving grace in so many ways. Life can be so crazy.
Life could be very nuts, very intense.
Life can just be so crazy, and this work is ongoing. Like, there's no end to this work. It is the work, working on yourself and learning about your anatomy. And every time you do this practice, you learn something new about yourself. Where you're holding tension, maybe that, things are really stressful in your life right now, or there was a death, or something shook you to your core, and you get on the foam ball, you work on your body, you release it, and something comes from it. You learn from it, and it is an ongoing practice of self-discovery.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself. This is, I think that one of these ideas that I shed a while ago was the idea that something was going on in my body, and then someone was going to fix it. Like, I was going to go to some some practitioner, some shaman, something, and some magic move was going to happen, and then I was like cured, right? But like that was not in any way, shape, or form what was the case. What was the case was the ongoing work, that it was life. It wasn't that there was one occasion that made this pain show up. It was an ongoing long process of full of life events, and it was my job to really be able to understand and to adapt to the situation of life, as life threw that curveball. I was catching it by doing Theracane to the belly with the band. As life came, I was able to work on my feet with a small hard ball or a Theracane, or as life came, I was able to do my quad and my piriformis with the foam ball, my stomach with the foam ball. It's a big part of what we're doing here at Fascia.com, Fascia Health and Wellness, is really promoting this idea that this should be as
second nature is you're brushing your teeth, right?
It should become second nature.
Like it's something
that needs to be done daily, really with a lot of frequency to maintain. It's like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth every day, 5, 6, 7 minutes, or hopefully we're brushing our teeth. That's a long time.
Oh, that's funny. We gotta keep that in there. So I don't think that long.
Okay, I'm just, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. We're bringing the frequency to the situation, and it's becoming part of our
second nature,
our team. Something that we do. We're not adapting.
Integrating.
We're integrating it in. We have Theracanes everywhere. We have them at Jen's house, at Katelyn's sister's house. We have them at my mom's house. We have them in the car. We have foam balls everywhere.
Kids use them.
Watch a movie. I'm doing some foam ball. Watch our favorite show. We're doing a little Theracaning. It's part of our lifestyle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of the lifestyle, and it keeps getting better, and you keep learning about yourself every time you do it. And it just kicks off a really long rabbit hole of self-discovery and like just all the things to really, get yourself to that next level, get yourself to feel good again. And that's really what it's about.
Well, okay. I think it's a 30-minute video for sure. It's all good. This is what we will leave this. Hopefully we conveyed the idea that we intended to, which is, what is self-body work, and what is the difference between me working on Katelyn and her working on herself, or me working on you, or Katelyn working on you, or somebody working on you and you working on yourself. Actually, we think there's a major difference, a huge difference, and we think that you working on yourself is the key. It's the foundation that must be laid. So when you do go find a great practitioner, when you do end up on a table like this, that you're able to have a great conversation with your practitioner, that you're able to be a part of the session in a very real way.
100%.
Yeah? Yeah, get it?
I love that. Yep.
Okay, so Marco.
And Katelyn with Fascia Health and Wellness, fascia.com, and we are out.
We're out.